Agreed.
But now I beg to move that a bill to amend the Indian Succession Act 1925 be taken into consideration by this Honourable House. Madam, the Indian Succession Act 1925 was aimed at consolidating the law relating to testamentary and intestate succession as was prevalent at that time in our country. Chapter 2 of Part 5 of this Act deals with intestate succession of Christians. There are two particular provisions which this bill seeks to amend. Section 32 recognizes the Christian widow as one of the successors to succeed the property of her deceased husband. However, there is an explanation attached to it, and the effect of the explanation is, if at the time of the marriage there is an agreement between the wife and the husband, in that event the wife on becoming a widow will be excluded from her husband's succession. This, madam, was originally conceived to be something which would have been opposed to public policy, but because there was a specific statutory provision in 1925, this has been sustained. We have been receiving various demands that this should be done away from the statute book, and such a provision should have no recognition of this, particularly in the present age. The Kerala Women's Commission, several other non-governmental organizations, and various Christian organizations have been representing to the government that this provision should be, this explanation should be deleted, and a Christian widow should be entitled to succeed to the property of a husband, particularly if he dies intestate. The second provision is with regard to the provisions of Section 213 of the Indian Succession Act. This is intended to bring the Christians at par with other communities in the country. The provisions of Section 213 require, it is a provision which doesn't apply to the Muslims. It also doesn't apply to Hindus, Jains, Buddhists, except a certain category who live in certain three of the metropolitan towns. Since there has been no demand as yet in relation to that category of the Hindus, we are not looking at those amendments at the moment. But with regard to Christians, an exception has been carved out that upon the death of a Christian, there is a probate mandatorily required by his successors all over the country. This is a long drawn out process where a Christian heirs have to go to court, spend money on litigation, and then get an order of court to enable them to succeed to their predecessors' interest. Some months ago, I had received a representation which was signed by Christian members of parliament belonging to both houses, about 23 of them, wanting the change in this particular provision. I thereafter consulted various other organizations of the Christians. They were also in favor of this change. The Law Commission, in its 110th report, the Christian Women's Commission, members of parliament, other community leaders have all been requesting us to make a change to this provision, and therefore there is a second amendment which has been introduced, which is to bring Indian Christians at par with the words Mohammedans used in Section 213, so that they are also not expected to go through this cumbersome legal process before succeeding the property of their predecessor in interest. Since this is a provision which seeks to help the community and also delete one provision which is now considered unconscionable with regard to excluding widows from inheritance of a husband's property, I request the Honourable House to take it up for consideration and passage today.
Now, I have one